Sadaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Paritanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo Rama Rama Hare 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 Nama Eva Kevalam Kolau Nasteva Gatiranyata You need the fan? You like the fan? I mean, it's a sauna. Okay, fine. Yeah, fine. No problem. Yeah. No, fine. Yeah, AC. If we have it, if there's a need, we turn it on. Very simple. Yeah. Fine. So we are reading Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Where are we here? Electricity is gone. Nothing I can do. In the hands of God. We depend on God. Kya hai?
It's there.
What is good there?
Bijli is there.
Acha, so what happened?
Just, it went and again it came.
Okay, fine. So it will start.
Yeah, it started.
It has started. So, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Eastern section, second wave, Sadhana Bhakti. So the symptoms of the devotees, and it is mentioned that one may put chandan on the Lord, put chandan, or put tilak on one's body, wear the deity's garlands. So wearing the syllables of the name of the body on the body. I was just reading also in Hari Bhakti Vilas the glories of putting tilak. Just by putting tilak we may attain liberation. Of course, eventually we have to also chant the holy names and be engaged in the service of the Lord. Then we can become fully liberated and attain the planet of the Lord. So, text number 126, Skandecha from Skanda Purana. Krishnotyanam tu nirmalyam yasyangam sprishate mune sarva rogaistata papayar mukta bhavati Narada. Oh, says Narad, whoever touches the garlands offered to Krishna, with his body becomes freed from all diseases and all sins. So that we can see also the devotee is always eager to wear the garlands of the Lord. And so that is purifying. And as mentioned here, one becomes freed from all diseases. Yes.
Only our type of tilak or in tilak?
Any Vaishnav tilak. Should be Vaishnav tilak. Urdhva Pundra, like this upward tilak. It may be our tilak, maybe Sri Vaishnava's tilak, or Nimbarkacharya. Different sampradayas may be there. Those who are worshipping the Supreme Lord, Krishna or Vishnu or Ram. And yes, and then there's the other tilak by the Mayavadis. Even sometimes those who worship Shiva. So that is not recommended. Agre Tandavam, Yatha Dvarka Mahatmya. Dancing before the deity, shown in the Dvarka Mahatmya. He who joyfully dances with many motions before the Lord burns up sins which have been committed for the duration of many hundreds of Manvatar periods. Jiva Goswami's commentary, Manvantare Shateshu here means produced during hundreds of Manvatar periods. So for many lives one may have been engaged in sinful activities, but by coming to the temple and dancing before the deity, so one becomes purified. And the sins, they are burned up. Of course, sometimes something will remain, just like when the fan is stopped, then it will take a little time to stop completely. So similarly, if we take shelter of Krishna, we see the deities, we chant the holy names. So most of the reactions of sinful activities are nullified, but something little will remain, and something we may have to also experience some kind of difficulty or suffering. Tatha Sri Naradokta. It is also said by Narad, Nrityatam Sri Patera Gre Talika Vadane Brisham Udyante Sharirasta Sarve Pataka Pakshinaha. All the birds of sin situated in the body fly away for those who dance before the Lord with vigorous clapping of the hands. It's a famous statement. So by clapping the hands before the deities, then the sins, they will be just flying it away also. Just like the birds who are on the tree, sometimes we can see that birds are sitting on the tree. And so if we clap, then the trees are flying away. So similarly, in front of the deities, if we clap the hands, all the reactions to sinful activities, they will just go away. Text 129. Dandavam Nati Yata Naradiya. Offering obeisances from the Naradiya Purana. Eko pi Krishna ikrita pranamo Dashasrame dava vipitayana tulla Dashasrame dhi punaraiti janma Krishna pranamina punarbhavaya. The purificatory rites performed during 10 horse sacrifices cannot equal even one pranam offered to Krishna. A person who performs 10 horse sacrifices takes birth again. The person offering pranams to Krishna does not take birth again. So in the previous ages they were offering animals in sacrifice to give them new life, to regenerate the body. But in the age of Kali that is forbidden because they are the ingredients which are required of paraphernalia. It's not so easy to get, and to find qualified brahmanas who are expert in chanting the mantras are also very rare. So therefore, to perform these elaborate sacrifices is not recommended in the age of Kali. That was for the age of, or for the previous age, especially Treta Yuga. And Dwapara Yuga was opulent deity worship. In the age of Kali, the recommended process is the chanting of the holy names, the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So that is most purifying. But here, so it is performed, so this whole sacrifice was always very elaborate. And a lot of wealth is required to do that, because many priests are invited and many guests are invited, and so then that is very expensive. But it was performed previously, and so the result of performing 10 such elaborate horse sacrifices, so that will not even equal to offering pranam lovingly in front of the deities. So if one is performing horse sacrifices, it is not necessarily that one will attain freedom from the cycle of birth and death. Of course, if one is performing a sacrifice, which we also do in the age of Kali, but simple sacrifices, and we worship the deities also. And if we do the sacrifice according to our acharyas, then we'll get also so much benefit. Because when we do sacrifices, we also worship the Supreme Lord. We worship our spiritual master, we worship Mahaprabhu, we worship Radha and Krishna. And then we offer the oblations into the fire. And for that also, when we offer oblations in the fire, it is for the pleasure of Krishna. So usually we offer oblations, like say if we chant the Brahma Samhita or Purusha Sukta, then we offer the grains or the ghee, and we say, the priest will say, Idam Krishnaya. This is for Krishna. Idam Namama. It is not for me. So in this way also then one will get benefit by doing yagyas. That is also known as samskar. So the different samskars are there, purificatory rites that will give some positive impression in the consciousness of those who take part. So benefit will be there by doing that. But the Yuga Dharma is the chanting of the holy names. So, Krishna pranamina punar bhavaya. So if one is offering pranam to Krishna, so the person will not take birth again. But in the age of Kali, so simply offering pranam will not be sufficient, but one has to chant the holy names. It is the Yuga Dharma. But so it is to show that great benefit is there by offering pranam to the Lord, and Krishna will be pleased and he will reciprocate. But then also should be done lovingly. Sometimes, so one will do something in the beginning, and one will do with some effort, or even some kind of, usually if one is in difficulty, and then one realizes I should take shelter of Krishna, then one may be able to offer feelings genuinely towards the Lord. Then praying, my dear Lord, difficulties are there, I take shelter of you. Please kindly help me in these difficulties. But then sometimes it happens, if one is doing devotional service on a daily basis, sometimes the things become almost mechanical, and devotee will go to the temple and as a kind of routine almost offering obeisances, but they're not really doing it very much consciously or devotional. So therefore one has to be aware that we should offer obeisances consciously and devotionally, praying to the Lord for His mercy, praying so we may be able to perform devotional service nicely, so we may advance in our spiritual life. So one should be conscious while doing devotional practices, while offering pranam, while offering prayers, and also of course while chanting the holy names, you should be conscious that Krishna is there. And then Pritiyartam, so with some priti, with some loving affection, we should chant the holy names, you should offer prayers. Like the pujari, he may offer many mantras. So feelingly the prayers should be offered, the pranams should be offered. And then one will get the mercy of the Lord. And then, so when one has the complete mercy of the Lord, then one will not take birth again. So, but in order to get the complete mercy, we have to endeavor and engage in spiritual activities. It is not that one will engage in so many materialistic activities and then one will go to the temple and pray to the Lord and then expect to be able to be liberated. So that will not work, no. Because then the consciousness actually will not be pure. So as explained, only when one is in distress, maybe one will have some feelings that, my dear Lord, please help me to become free from these difficulties. But then it may be that the devotee who is in this situation, so materialistic devotee, and is in difficulty, then he's praying and he is becoming relieved of the difficulties, then sometimes again, then he will engage in materialistic activities and he will forget the Lord. So there's no use of that. But one has to be engaged constantly in the service of the Lord, because that is our nature, we are the eternal servants of Krishna. And therefore, in this life also, already we have to try to be always engaged in devotional service. And then we will get the mercy of the Lord. And by the mercy we can advance further and then attain the complete mercy of the Lord and become free from the three modes of material nature. And then one may engage in pure devotional service. Abhyutanam yata brahmande, rising with the deity approaches from Brahmana Purana. Yanarudham pura prekshya samayantam janadanam abhyuthanam narakurvan patayet sarva kilbisham. The person who rises up on seeing the Lord approaching on the palanquin will have all sins destroyed. So the Lord is very merciful, and so He's situated, of course, in the transcendental realm, but already by His mercy, He comes in the form of a deity, and is residing in the temple, and the devotees are worshipping Him, and people can take darshan. But then He's also most merciful, and He comes out of the temple regularly on the palanquin to bestow mercy on those who, for some reason, they are not coming to the temple. They are not sufficiently purified or inclined. But then the Lord, so is so merciful, and then festivals are there for the pleasure of the Lord, and the Lord is taking out on the palanquin, and then so procession is there. Just like in Jagannath Puri, Jagannath is going from the temple to from the main temple in Puri to Gundicha temple, and in this way, so bestowing his mercy to everyone. Other times, as we know in Puri, not everyone is allowed in the temple, but therefore Jagannath also is coming out and giving darshan to everyone, and everyone is then benefited. And so practically we can see, if persons are sitting, but if the deities are coming in procession on a palanquin, then people will stand up out of respect, and they fold their hands and they will say Jai Jagannath, or whoever may be there, the deity. And in this way one becomes free of the reactions to sinful activities. But then naturally, if one is free from the reactions of sinful activities, then one will engage in devotional service, and then one may attain perfection. So by the Lord's mercy, so the conditioned soul, he is just a little sincere, open-minded, so he will be benefited, and he will then engage in devotional service. By seeing the Lord when the Lord is coming out, or if he's going to the temple, by seeing the Lord, or clapping their hands, by putting on tilak, by wearing the deities' garlands, by taking Krishna Prasad, then the conditioned soul is benefited, and he will engage in devotional service. So therefore Prabhupada also wanted the devotees to go out, sometimes with the deities for Rath Yatra, or other deities also, taking them on palanquin, or doing Harinam Sankirtan, chanting the holy names on the streets of the city. And then while chanting the holy names, many times, then the devotees, they used to distribute some books or some pamphlets to give some information, where is the temple, where is the center. And then they were distributing prasadam, sweets or halwa. First time I saw the devotees, so that was in Zurich, Switzerland, in the center of the city. Huh? I was just 19. So, and then they were doing kirtan, and they were distributing books and halwa. And so I took the halwa, and I liked it very much. I took one, I took a second one, a third one, because I used to like sweets. Cookies, chocolate, but that was better than chocolate even. I was amazed. Some special taste was there. I never experienced that. And then they gave me a pamphlet, and I read. Yes, so they had a small preaching center. At that time there was no temple, in 1979 in Zurich. On the back of the temple I saw one verse, and I thought, this is at the back of the pamphlet I saw one verse, and I liked the verse. I thought, that's kind of nice. Trinada pisunichena tararati sahishrana amanina amanina kirtaniya sadahari. It was the first verse I saw, and so that stayed with me till now. So very important verse. Right? Yes? You chant every day? You chant every day? Okay, say. Okay, and then we should know the meaning also. You know the meaning? No? We should know the meaning. You know the meaning? Okay. What is the meaning? Hindi में, in Hindi, yeah. क्या? अपने आप को और
वृक्ष से भी अधिक सहनशील हो रहे हैं, और बिना मान सम्मान की आशा रखते हुए सभी को मान सम्मान देना है, As if कहते हुए भगवान के पवित्र नामों का सदैव जप करते थे.
Yes, so we should yad rakhna. So we should be very humble and tolerant and respectful. He's listening, no? He's listening, or monkey's there. So in this way, so many devotees, they came to prasad, nice prasadam. And then actually I met the devotees, and then, so of course, even before I had the desire to go to India and to find out more about spiritual life. So when I met devotees, I could understand that, so these are special persons. So therefore Prabhupada wanted the devotees to go out and do kirtan, distribute books, and distribute prasadam. And many times people aren't even so attracted to reading books, especially spiritual books. But usually everyone likes to eat. And sweets, almost everyone likes sweets. You like sweets? You like sweets? You like sweets? You also? No? Okay, little bit, okay. You like sweets. All the monkeys, what they're doing here today. Okay. You have some sweets down. Yeah. Yeah, they're not taking white sugar. Yeah. Somebody gave? Oh, by courier, acha. Yeah, one person. Yeah, I got a message. Okay, just now? Just today?
While you were taking rest.
While I was taking rest in the afternoon. Okay.
I told you that pumpkin soup.
You made pumpkin sweet. Pumpkin kheer, okay. And okay, it was with khand?
Yeah.
Okay, you offered to the deities?
Yes.
Okay, they were happy? The deities, they liked it? You asked Krishna if he liked it? Who was Pujari? Mukundeshwar. Krishna liked it? Oh, you liked it, huh? No?
Later, Prabhuji bring. That's it.
Achha.
I don't know.
You offered? Who offered? Who offered the sweet? Nobody?
Whole offering, we only offered.
You offered?
Offering, but this the sweet was in the guest.
I said sweet on the So then you offered. Okay. You just kept it there.
Offering was done by him,
Yeah, okay.
and he removed the offering. So
Okay.
Why they put it?
Yeah, no problem.
Offering was removed by him, Gurudev, huh?
Yes.
Okay. But you put it there. And what did you tell Krishna?
How to
Okay,
go with
okay,
the
okay. Okay. And then you had prasad all?
Prasad but not sweet.
You didn't take the halwa?
Not that.
Acha, the kheer, you didn't take the kheer?
Not that.
Acha, not yet. You will take tonight?
Yes.
Okay, you had? Was good? Oh yeah, very nice. First class, huh? You liked it? No? You didn't take? Okay, you took it?
Yes,
Well, you liked it?
yes.
Okay.
I have still.
You have some? Okay. You're not taking khand, huh?
I'm not taking any sweet.
Okay.
You will be, huh?
No milk. Okay. You can give her. She can
Yes.
try. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's with pumpkin. It's pumpkin and milk that you can take. She made it. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now
He
you.
learned it from me, so it's okay
Okay.
for him.
But still.
But still he learned.
Okay. Yeah. But it's offered to Krishna. So this prasad. Yeah. But he put it there, and somehow it was there, so Krishna accepted.
Rice is there, sambar.
Okay. Okay.
Nice and
ये नीचे कड़ी पत्ता से serve है, ऐसा।
cold up. काट करके cold up.
Yeah, बिल्कुल नहीं चाहिए।
So yes, so prasadam is important, especially in the age of Kali. Hardly anyone, even Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, those who are attracted to him because of inquisitiveness, so because they want to know about the absolute truth, so that is more rare. But those who have some material inclinations, and that they may approach the Lord to get something from the Lord, by offering prayers. Please, my dear Lord, I have this difficulty. Please remove that difficulty. Or my Lord, my business is not going well. Please help me this way. Or I need this. I need that. I need a good wife, or I need a new phone, or whatever. Or sometimes we were seeing also when we are hoping the hondi, the money box. Students, of course, that is a kind of nice if the students are approaching the Lord. And so sometimes we saw some letters by the students praying to the Lord, my dear Lord, I have my board exams, my exams. Please help me to pass the exams. So they're taking shelter of the Lord. So that is nice. But then ultimately we have to perform devotional service for the pleasure of the Lord, not expecting anything in return.
Buddha, should we read that later or not?
If you should read the letter,
Yeah.
you can show to the deities. You don't have to read yourself, but you can show to the deities.
But at the
Okay,
funding, so many letters.
So many letters are there, yeah.
Because the college is just
Yeah.
college.
You can just take the letter and just show in front of the
One or
deities.
two I used to read it.
One of two used to read
Yes.
by the students, huh?
No,
Mostly.
but the
Other
someone,
people.
other people.
Yeah, they want this or that.
Yes.
Yeah, they want something. Yeah.
मैं एक दो बुद्धू लेटर पढ़ा
Mm.
बड़ा डिमांडिंग लेटर था
Yeah. Sometimes they have many demands from Krishna. Please give me this, please give me that. So it's not pure devotional service, but at least they're approaching the Lord. So that is for their benefit also, ultimately. We cannot expect every person to immediately become fully dedicated and only think for the pleasure of the Lord. So that is rare. It is a gradual process to become completely pure and fully surrendered and do everything for the Lord's pleasure without any ulterior motives. But we should know and understand that we should serve the Lord for His pleasure, and we should not ask the Lord for this or for that, for too many things. At the same time, if one is trying to advance in spiritual life and difficulties are there, then to whom shall we approach? Then it may be also acceptable that we then pray to the Lord. Please, my dear Lord, these difficulties are there, and except you, nobody will be able to help me, I know, so please kindly help me. So that may be done also, and that is then also accepted. Anuvrajya yatha bhavishottare, following after the Lord's procession. Ratena sah gachanti pasvata prishtato gradaha Vishnunaiva samasarve bhavanti swapadadayaha. All the outcasts who go along with the chariot behind or in front of it become similar to Vishnu. So even those who are Antyaja, or outside of Varna ashram, they are known as outcasts. But if the Lord's procession is there, just like the Rath Yatra, if they are besides or behind or in front of the Lord, so they become actually blessed by the Lord. So therefore it is mentioned they become similar to the Lord. So that means they will get the inclination to engage in spiritual activities, and then they will be blessed to understand that actually one is not this body, that we are not this body, we are spirit soul. And in this way, we become similar to Vishnu or to Krishna. Krishna is the Supreme Lord, and his form is eternal, full of bliss and knowledge. Satchidananda Vigraha. And the jivas, the part and parcels of Krishna, they have also Satchidananda Vigraha. So we are also eternal, full of bliss and knowledge. But we are limited. We are tiny. Krishna is unlimited. Krishna is great. So Jiva Goswami is commenting on the word that the chariot represents also palanquins, as mentioned before, or other vehicles. So different kinds of chariots are there. And so we can see, especially in South India, in the big temples, they have different chariots are there, or viman, or like, for example, resembling or representing Garur, or for example, of course, they may have a chariot drawn by horses or whatever. So different kinds of chariots are there. But so most famous, of course, is the Rath Yatra and the big chariots pulled by the devotees of the Lord. But palanquins are also very common, and so in South India, even more common than in Northern India. In Northern India, so processions are there also, but usually not on a daily basis, but only on festival days, or especially on the Brahmotsav, when the deities are installed, and that time there may be procession. But not very often. You can see, like in Braj, you can see there's a Ranganath temple in Vrindavan, and just after Go Purnima, they have a festival for a few days, celebrating Brahmotsav, when the deities were installed, that is known as Brahmotsav. And they have a chariot festival also. But otherwise, we don't see so many chariot festivals, or even with palanquin. Of course, we do in our temple, also on Brahmotsav. We have palanquin for the deities, but we don't take out the deities very often. So whereas in South India there's a custom, and in many places they take out the deities for procession on a daily basis. And then, of course, everyone is very enthusiastic in doing that, the priests, and then it is very enlivening for the pilgrims when there is a festival. They come for darshan, they see the deities, but if there is a festival, there's a procession, then it is very enlivening, and everyone will take part in that festival, in that procession. So therefore also it is mentioned that to follow the procession of the Lord. And then usually in this way then the people are engaged in taking part, and usually then they start also to respect the Lord, and usually at the end, whenever there is a festival, there's some prasadam distribution also. And in this way everyone is benefited who is taking part, who is following the procession. Stane gatihi, going to the places of the Lord. Stanam tirtam griham chasya tatra tirte gatiryata. Stanam, going to the places of the Lord. Sthana means tirtha or temple. First, going to the tirtha is illustrated. Puranantare, in other Purana they said, Samsara marukantara nistarakara kshamau Shlagyau tab eva charanau ya yau haristita gaminau. The 2 feet which go to the tirtha of the Lord are praiseworthy, since they enable one to cross over the dangerous the desert of samsara. So going to the temple of the Lord, we're going to the holy place, and then of course in the holy place we visit the temples. So that is a limb of devotional service, and that is purifying. So that is very helpful for one to make advancement. And as mentioned here, one can cross over the ocean of repeated birth and death, samsara. Text 134. Alaya chayatha hari bhakti sudodaya. And there's one literatures of the acharyas in our sampradaya. Hari bhakti sudodaya. Going to the temple. So that is illustrated in that book. Pravishan alayam Vishnu dasanatam subhaktiman Nabhuye pravishen matu kukshi karagraham sudihi. The intelligent person who enters the temple of Vishnu with devotion to see the Lord does not again enter the prison of a mother's womb. So if one is going to the temple with devotion to see the Lord and then offer service, and of course implies that one should then on a daily basis worship the Lord, and then one may be liberated and one does not have to take birth again, and one may go to the spiritual realm, to Vaikuntha. So but those who want to go to Golok, usually they will have to go first to where Krishna performs his pastimes in one of the universes, and there one will take birth from a womb of one of the Brijabasis, but then that will be the last one. So, but for that we have to become perfect in our devotional service, and then one should, so in Surup Siddhi, then one will realize one's relationship with Krishna, one's transcendental form, and then one will be able to go where Krishna performs his pastimes. And taking birth from a womb of the Brijabasis, then one may be introduced to the service of Krishna and then to the pastimes of Krishna. Ke parikrama yatha tatraiva, circumambulation. If a Vishnu pradakshina kurvan yas tatravartate puna tad eva vartanam vatasya punanavartate bhavo. If a person circumambulates Vishnu and returns to the same spot, that returning it guarantees that he does not return to another birth. So doing parikrama of the temple, so therefore that is recommended that one will do parikrama of the deities in the temple, and therefore in all the temples usually in India, so provision is there and the parikrama marg is there that we can circumambulate the deities, and in this way one will be blessed by the Lord. So so we should understand, so the statement here, punar na vartate bhave, so he will not take birth again. So it is guaranteed. So that is mentioned, it is guaranteed. But we should understand that we have to engage in devotional service practically constantly, then one will attain perfection. But otherwise, if one is not constantly engaged in devotional service, but one is offering obeisances, one is praying to the Lord, offering pranam, doing parikrama, then one is liberated, but one may not be liberated Immediately. But just like for a devotee, so as we are doing our devotional service, so by doing devotional service, you will not take birth again. You believe? You believe?
I believe, but I'm not doing.
You're not doing pure devotional service. Yeah, so it's good. Yes, you have faith, you believe. Yes, that is true. So you know this body, right? Yes?
I know, but I'm not realizing.
Not realized, okay, but you know. So the devotee, they know we are not this body, we are spirit soul. And we know it is a continuation, devotional service. Just like we have some cloth and the cloth is getting old. I'm also thinking this set of cloth is, I have to retire that. And the discota also is kind of getting old. So it's time to give it up and get a new cloth. And then Srirada Thakurani will iron the cloth. Okay? I'm surprised you didn't tell me that the dresses have so many spots. Okay, maybe you told one time, I forgot. I didn't hear it. So yes, I will get it out. Just because I'm taking some massage and the oil is there, and
Get it out.
I will retire very soon.
Like to dig again a hole somewhere and find it, or
No.
you can distribute this.
Yeah. No, yeah, we will use it in another way. Usually what I do, I make handkerchiefs. Or we use for cleaning the fan. Actually, I saw yesterday the fans downstairs, they need to be cleaned. I cannot do so. One of the boys, those who are tall. Huh? So but now again I saw.
Yeah.
So he's tall, he can do. Otherwise, the other ones they can do, but they have to get a stool. Yes, and for this we'll have some old cloth. We need some old cloth, right? Because then we throw it. At least the last use is there. But if somebody wants some cloth, we can give them also. We can cut in small pieces and distribute. No? You want the whole chadar?
Yes.
Okay, fine. We'll give you a chadar. Okay. Yeah. And others we give a small piece or something else. Some old bead bag somebody needs?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Previously we have a hole, we make holes in the garden in a corner to put the sacred items. And usually old bead bags also we put there. So, but if somebody wants, we can give also. Yeah. Last time she told me also, why you're not distributing old things? I said, okay, we'll distribute. So the point is, so I was making that, so the devotees, they will know that the devotional service will continue. And therefore they know when they're getting old, that now we'll have to give up my body. And if they know I'm still not self-realized, so they will know that I will have to take birth again. But it is just like, almost like, not exactly the same, it is like changing the cloth. When you have a car, an old car, you just, when it's old, you sell it off and get a new car. And you sit in the new car. So it is like this. We go in another body and it's not a big problem, not a big issue. Of course, to give up the body sometimes is painful. And then when you take birth, it is also painful. Taking birth. Being in the womb for 9 months and then coming out, then the mother and the child are crying. And if the child is not crying, then the doctor is giving a slap to the child. So the child is crying and breathing nicely. And then when one is small and growing up, it is a little troublesome. You wanted to ask something?
Yeah, for example, in this life I'm not realized, so I'm going to another one. But I mean, do you think one of the lives, the pain which I'm experiencing, like in my body, right? I mean, it won't be excruciating anymore, you know? Because sometimes pain is so excruciating, or when we are sick, I mean, you are not able even to chance your hands and heart.
Right, yes.
Like, this is what we have.
Now the more one is advanced, so then it will be a little less painful. But still some pain will be there, that is there. For a devotee. So
but then I'm still conditioned. I'm still thinking that this body pain is there. So then it's
yeah,
like
but
an
no.
endless process.
If one is more advanced, he will feel pain, but he's not identifying with the body. But because he's in the body, then he will feel the pain. But he can tolerate the pain because he's properly situated. But the pain he can feel, but he's continuing with his seva, with his devotional activities. So, and therefore, so even giving up the body and taking a new body, so the devotee he will tolerate, and then he will continue with his devotional service, and he knows, just like night time, we go to sleep, and we know next morning we'll wake up, or we hope we will wake up, right? But sometimes people, they don't get up, and they just die. Yes. But mostly we know, so we know we will get up, and we will continue with our devotional service. And we try to improve, or we should try to improve every day. I should do better when we get up. Or in night time already you should think, tomorrow I should do better. I should be less on the phone. And I should read more. I should chant more. So tomorrow I should do it. And the next morning you wake up and then you will remember, yes, yesterday I was praying and I was taking almost like a vow that tomorrow I will be more serious in devotional service. And then again in the evening, so we reflect what we have done, how we could do better, and then we pray again, let me do better tomorrow. So, and it is happening like this, that we take rest, we get up, and we continue with our devotional service. And so one who is properly situated in devotional service and in old age, because the body is giving so many problems in old age, then one is almost happy to give up the body, and one will get a better body again. And of course some pain is there, but then it is just part of life, and we have to tolerate. But then one knows that again I will be engaged in devotional service, and I will have, and then one has the confidence also that usually Krishna is so merciful, and he will arrange a better situation so we can make better advancement and make more quick advancement, so we may ultimately attain perfection. And then we may take birth where Krishna performs his pastimes, and we enter the pastimes. And then there is really no more birth. But still again, if Krishna wants, then we may be again taking birth in this world, but then we'll be liberated. Once liberated, one will not become conditioned anymore. Then one is liberated. But still, even the liberated souls, when they appear in this world, so, and they come in a child form, and they're not like Krishna, who is all-knowing. Even as soon as Krishna appears, he knows everything. He always knows everything. He's Sarvagya. Even baby Krishna, he knew everything. Sarvagya. But then his Mugdha also is becoming bewildered by his own potency. And he's thinking, I'm the son of Maria Yashoda. And he's crying also, just like a baby. So he's in a baby form. So he's a baby Krishna. But he's transcendental and he's Sarvagya. And one demon was there, or a few demons came, they wanted to kill Krishna, but Krishna was killing them. So one time there was a Shakatasur, a kind of how you say, trolley, And so Mother Yashoda put him under there. Cart, yeah. And then Krishna just 6 or 10 days old, very small. I think it was Shashti Puja. And he was very small old. No, that was later. I think it was the first demon is Shakatasura. And then he was there lying, but then he understood that the demon is there in the form of a bullock cart or whatever, something. And he wanted to crush Krishna. So Krishna understood. And baby Krishna, he just put up his little foot and kicked that cart, and that flew up high and came down crashing, and the demon was dead. Haribo! Yes. So Krishna is always Sarvagya, he knows everything and is all powerful. But the pure devotees of the Lord, so just like for example in Gaur Leela, then Mahaprabhu is appearing and is also Sarvagya, knows everything. The performing childhood pastimes, and his associates, they appear. And so and then most of them, they are not aware that Nimai is the Supreme Lord. So there's a difference of the Lord and the eternal associates, and they are not Sarvagya, that they know everything. So some difference is there. And then some little struggle may be there for the pure devotee. So when they are children, but then they're inclined towards the Lord, towards serving the Lord, and then quickly they manifest their love for the Lord. So that is the situation. But basically, if one is properly situated in spiritual life, then there's practically no birth again in this world. So it may be only a changing of the body. So that is what we should try to understand. So if one is circumambulating, the Lord is liberated, but then he has to engage in devotional service to the Lord. And then when he's properly situated, then there's no more birth. But otherwise one will have to take birth again. But he's blessed by the Lord, and the Lord will make all arrangements so that he may engage in devotional service, just because he has done one time parikrama. And you can see many people, they come to the holy place and they take darshan of the deities, and then they see there's a parikrama mark, then they do one time parikrama. One time. So then they are actually blessed. And Krishna will inspire them to perform more devotional service. And then in this way they will become liberated, slowly but surely. Skande chaturmasya mahatme chaturvaram brahmibhistu jagat sarvam characharam Grantum bhavadi vipragriya tatyata gamanadikam. In the Skanda Purana Chaturmasya Mahatmya it is said, O best of the Brahmanas, those who circumambulate the Lord 4 times surpass the world of moving and non-moving creatures. This surpasses going to Tirthas. Jiva Goswami. Chaturvara means 4 times around Vishnu. Circumambulation of the deity is superior to visiting Tirthas because it more quickly produces devotion to the Lord than going to Tirthas such as the Ganges. So if one is circumambulating the temple, so that will help one to become devotional. So sometimes it is mentioned 3 times or sometimes 4 times. Even sometimes it's just mentioned 1 time circumambulating the temple. And basically if one is doing devotionally, then 1 time is sufficient. But if one is not yet so inclined devotionally, then if you do 4 times, hopefully 1 time it will be done nicely. You keep on doing. Yeah, you can keep on doing also. If you chant japa, you can just going around, going around, going around. But then we should try to chant japa attentively and nicely, and then we do parikrama nicely also. So you do every day parikrama of the deities? No, you don't do. You should do. You do? Every day? One time? You? You do?
Yes, we do.
Every day? 1, 2, 3, 4? Many times.
Yeah, always.
When? I never saw you.
Yeah.
When do you do?
But just from 1 week I'm not doing.
Okay.
From Mangalarti.
But when you do Mangalartik, then? When you go for Mangalartik,
Yeah, but I go to Mangalarti.
then you do parikrama?
Yes.
Okay.
And whenever I go, I just
Okay.
do.
Because,
But Mangalarti
because
is
after
fixed.
Guru Puja, I never see you doing parikrama.
Mangalarti is fixed. Mangalarti
Mangalartik is fixed. How many times? 1, 2?
3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. Okay. Yes, sometimes I see you when I was better and then we were going, yeah.
One time I saw Jagdish going around Prabhupada. So many times, Samadhi.
Acha.
Then I said, how many people have been doing? 18 times.
Acha.
My 18. I'm doing for other people also.
Okay,
Oh, that's nice. Prabhupada Samadhi, okay. One time?
One time, morning Mangalarti time, 4 times.
4 times, okay. Okay. Another times 1 time. And you? Prabhupada Samadhi, 1 time.
Sometimes 1 time, sometimes 3 times.
Okay. You do. You do almost. You don't do parikrama?
I do right now, like over now.
Okay. Then it's included, temple parikrama. Yeah, because many temples are there. It is a matter of consciousness also. Like when you do parikrama of Vrindavan, there are many temples. So you do parikrama of many temples. You will get the benefit, but if you're conscious, and even, for example, actually if you do parikrama of Prabhupada, and you understand that actually Prabhupada, in his heart, Krishna is residing. And it is just like doing parikrama of the Lord. What?
Sorry, I don't understand why I have to go around.
Go around the temple.
I just don't understand why.
Yeah, parikrama.
No, I need to see.
Yeah. But even without japa, it is just mentioned that you see, there's a kind of respect to the Lord, or showing that the Lord is great, and actually, you see, there's a kind of offering of obeisances also. Like you may do in the temple, there is one form, with the mind, or with the words, or with the body, you bow down. But even then, with folded hands, doing parikrama of the temple, that is a kind of offering obeisances to the Lord and showing respect to the Lord. So even traditionally it was done even to, for example, the spiritual master, that they were offering pranam, or they were offering one time parikrama of the spiritual master out of respect. So it is a form of showing respect to the Lord or to the spiritual master. Tulsi Maharani also, yes. Yeah, out of respect. So that is showing that I have a respect for that personality. And then one will go around the personality. Yagya also, yes. Yeah. But yes, I want to do it devotionally and with a good consciousness. And
You will go out of this space.
what, out of space?
In rocket.
In rocket, okay. You did? Okay.
No,
You want to go? No, okay. Okay. Yeah. So it is out of respect one will do parikrama. So 1 time, 2, 1 time, 3 times, 4 times. Yeah. So that is the tradition, or yes, doing Vrindavan parikrama, doing parikrama of Govardhan, doing parikrama of Braj. So respecting Vrindavan or respecting Govardhan. So it is done. हाँ?
योगी जी भी हेलीकॉप्टर
क्या?
योगी जी हेलीकॉप्टर से करते हैं
अच्छा, क्या ब्राज के? अच्छा, he's big man, yeah. Yeah. And he's a good person and he's strong. Huh? Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, he's Yogi, right? Yogi Adityanath. So the name is already there. He's wearing saffron. He has a temple. So, and he's instructing persons in devotional life. So, huh? Yeah. So he's a good leader, a spiritual leader that is required. And he's taking politics sometimes. Even one time, one reporter came.
Yeah, on the flight.
Yeah, in Calcutta.
In the airport.
He asked me. A reporter asked me about Yogi Adityanath when he came to the second term. He asked me. So what do you think? What do you think of Yogi Adityanath? I said, yeah, he's a good man. He's a devotional person. And so it is nice. But he's a sannyasi. You know, sannyasi shouldn't go in politics. He was saying that. I said, no, but yeah, it's okay, but usually not. But if nobody else is there, then if somebody who is spiritually inclined, that is actually good. So then.
But previously, all the kings they used to have
Yeah.
brahmanas.
But previously, the kings, they were devotional, and then they had the brahmanas to give them advice, what to do and what not to do. So that was the system. So it was for the benefit of everyone. So they may engage in devotional activities, and that is the duty actually of the leader to make sure that the dependents, they are engaged in devotional service.
And then the story of King Veda.
Yeah.
When he was king, brahmanas took over.
Yeah. But many times you see, so we see the great examples of kings who were devotees. And Ambarish Maharaj, he was the emperor and he was a great devotee.
He was doing all these services himself.
Yeah, he had a small temple.
All deity worship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cooking, cleaning.
Yeah, not much cooking, but he was doing a small offering of. Usually, when you do puja, you offer fruits, dry fruits, nuts, and sweets. So that he was doing. So the puja. No.
Later on, not.
No. The last wife. So she approached, one princess approached him and he said, no, I'm busy, I'm the emperor, and already have many wives. He had maybe 19 or 20 already. He said, I cannot accept you. And then she was begging and saying, because I want to get married because you're a devotee. And I see many other kings are there, but I'm a devotee, so I want to get married only to you. And then he was impressed. Oh, she's a devotee. So I said, okay. He accepted her. And then he made a palace for her also. Like all the queens, they had their own palace. And then, then he had his own small temple, and she wanted to do seva because she was a devotee. He said, no, I cannot give my seva to anyone.
Yes.
I am doing myself.
Yes.
And then she was saying, but please give me a little seva. No. Said, Hare Krishna, be happy. No, not immediately. Then, because she wanted to serve the Lord, when he was going there, she was following, but he didn't see her.
Yes.
And when he was going to the river to get some water, she was cleaning the temple.
Yes.
And she was picking some flowers and some tulsi and putting there.
Right.
And then she was going away.
Yes.
And then he saw, who cleaned the temple, who picked the flowers and tulsi. Anyhow, somebody did it, it's okay. Next day, the same thing happened.
Yes.
Third day, he thought, I have to see who is that. He was going towards the river, but then he didn't go, and he was hiding behind the trees, looking who is there. And then the queen came there, cleaning, getting some flowers and tulsi, and he came and he was saying, why are you doing this? This is my seva. But then she was saying, well, but he's my Lord also, and I want to do a little seva. And then he said, okay, fine, no problem. So I'll make a small temple in your palace. And he did a small temple in her palace, and then she started worshipping the deity also.
And what about sharing the service?
No, yeah,
No
but
cooperation.
no, yeah. We share at home, right?
Krishna is not only setting an example then.
No. But anyhow, then he gave a temple to his wife. And you have your own deities also, right?
But I already had my own
Oh yeah, see, okay.
before we got married.
Okay. But then you didn't have a house, and then you got the house, right? Anyhow, so he gave the temple, and she was doing the worship. And then she was very nicely worshipping the deities, so much so that Ambarish Maharaj's deity came to him in a dream. And I was saying that your newlywed wife, queen, you gave her a temple and installed me there also, and she's worshipping me much better than you do. So you should go and see how she's worshipping. And then he was going there, and then seeing how she was worshipping. And then all the other queens, they complained, because he was hardly going to them, because he was busy, and 20 queens, maybe once in a month he was going. But to the new queen, he was going more often, because she was nicely worshipping the Lord. And then the other queens complained to the emperor, why are you going to see the new queen, the last queen? This is not fair, and you're going more often. And he said, because she's worshipping nicely the deities. And Krishna told me to go and see how she's worshipping. And then they thought, well, maybe we should also worship Krishna. And then they all became devotees also. So nice pastime, nice story. So atachanam sudi nyasadi purvanga karma nirva purvakam achanam tupacharanam shan mantrinupapadanam. Deity worship. Archana means offering items with mantra after introductory activities such as Bhuta, Shuddhi and Nyas. So Archanam, deity worship. Offering items with mantra. Hey, what are you talking? Nothing? Okay. You offer something to deities, incense? You offer incense? So you chant some mantra? You chant mantra? What mantra? Kasturi Tilakam. Okay, say.
And then when you offer the lamb, then you say, Radha Ramana Hari.
Okay, good.
As how you
So,
in the same melody, Radha
Just like them.
okay. And you know the whole mantra, Kasturi Tilakam? Little, okay, you should learn the whole mantra. Okay, good. And then activities such as Bhuta Shuddhi. You know Bhuta Shuddhi? You know Bhuta Shuddhi? Okay, say. Okay, this is the first part of Bhuta Shuddhi. The second one, you don't know? So you should read in the book. It is mentioned Bhuta Shuddhi. And then in your language you can say that. I'm by nature eternal servant of Krishna, but by misfortune I've been identifying this material body and I've been wandering in the cycle of birth and death. Now by unimaginable good fortune I've understood that I'm an eternal servant of Krishna, that I'm completely apart from the gross and subtle body. And then, by the mercy of my spiritual master, now I've obtained the good fortune of being able to serve his lotus feet as well as the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya, Nityananda, and Radhasham Sundara, and so on. And so that you may recite also, that you should learn also, okay? Yeah. And you also after some time should. Jiva Goswami, Shuddhi here refers to Bhuta Shuddhi, purification of the elements of the body. Nyas refers to Nyas such as Matrik Nyas. These and other actions, Purvanga Karma, are performed prior to the offerings of light of items such as lamp and flowers to the deity. So basically we have to understand that I am not this body, I am spirit soul. And when you're conscious of that, then you can properly do the seva. We know that you're not this body, right? You have heard 100 times, 1,000 times, but you have realized? No. So therefore, when you worship the deities, you should chant, you should do Bhuta Shuddhi so that you're aware that I'm spirit soul and I'm worshipping Krishna. So we have to be transcendently situated. We are not this body, you're spirit soul, and Krishna is also Satchidananda Swarup. When we are on this platform of Atma, then we can properly worship the Lord. Offering of items with mantra along with these preliminary activities is called archan. Okay, we stop here. Hare Krishna.